to save our Mother Earth from any alien attack.
From vicious giant insects who have once again come back.
We'll unleash all our forces, we won't cut them any slack.
The EDF deploys.
Do you ever get tired of trudging through all these spectacle-laden AAA games that bombard the market these days? Do you remember the simpler games from simpler times? Earth Defense Force remembers. Remember when games were about fighting a one-dimensional threat? When slapstick comic violence was the only thing between you and the enemy? Earth Defense Force remembers. Remember when co-op shooting was actually about cooperative shooting and not just helping your buddy find ladders, and it was available on split screen? Earth Defense Force remembers. Earth Defense Force 4.1, or EDF for short, is a modern relic, a game that plays like the year 2006, when real estate seemed like a good investment, and third-person shooting was still synonymous with Leon Kennedy. It reminds me of the time when aliens and zombies were the primary foes of these games, rather than nameless Russian militias or endlessly spawning terrorists. You see, real wars are messy, morally gray affairs, and real people are typically boring opponents for super soldiers. But alien invaders? Insectoid alien invaders at that? Now that is an enemy that we can all enjoy slaughtering. I think it's a safe thing to say that most of us hate bugs. There is no complexity when it comes to killing hordes of giant tarantulas. This is why EDF shines. It's a simple game with a simple objective. Kill the bugs, defend the Earth. Simple orders, right? I hate spiders, and I will not rest until their blood colors the streets and their corpses decorate the fields. Nobody can call me a bigoted jingo for saying that. EDF has always been a cult classic, dating back to its initial Japanese release in the year 2003, a strange mashup between Super Sentai Group Heroics and Starship Troopers Hyper Macho Shenanigans. EDF is the poster child of games that do not take themselves seriously. The game makes no effort to hide its miniature budget. Rather, it wears the low production values like a badge of honor, Tyrion Lannister style. EDF knows that it is not one of the pretty girls, no, so it had to learn how to charm and humor potential suitors. EDF is the she has a good personality of video games, and I must admit, I love the personality. There are just so many small, charming aspects to love about EDF. My favorite touch has to be the spammable voice commands that allow me to chant EDF patriotically. Or the game's war song, The EDF Deploys, a parody of the famous American war song, The Battle Hymn of the Republic.
To save our Mother Earth from any alien attack. From vicious giant insects who have once again come back.
EDF is a game broken into various missions, each one a different variant of Kill the Bugs. The game presents 4 different classes for getting the job done, each one distinct and unique in their playstyles. The standard ranger is exactly what you'd expect. An average Joe military man armed to the teeth with rifles, shotguns, and missile launchers. He lacks the shimmer and shine of the more unique classes, but he makes up for it with pure killing efficiency. That tiny rifle he holds in his hands is deceptively adept at killing hordes of giant insects. And the quick reload speed and ease of handling allows the player to focus on other aspects of play, like not getting completely overrun within seconds. His mobility is nothing special, but his jump and dodge roll are just enough to keep your distance from death's door. The game advises that beginners start with this class, but I feel like that doesn't do the game justice. This is likely the most efficient class when considering the minimal effort required, but the other classes are what makes this game shine. For example, the Wing Diver. The Wing Divers are the mobile fighters of the EDF, a female-only division equipped with jetpacks, laser rifles, and hot pants They are a joy to maneuver around the cityscapes provided. They're equipped with these odd laser weapons, which I do have to admit are probably my least favorite weapons in the game. They either force you to get right in the bug's face, which is terrifying for a low armor class, or to get far away and deal minuscule amounts of damage at a time. Not only that, but whenever you reload one of these laser weapons, the energy is tied into your jetpack energy, meaning the player must make a choice between shooting a lot or flying a lot. I understand that this is a balanced decision, but it makes the class frustrating to play to say the least, especially when such low damage output is the standard. Although I will say, that plasma rocket launcher, or whatever you want to call it, is pretty fucking nifty. The wing diver is enjoyable while simply maneuvering the battlefield, flying from rooftop to rooftop and slaying the ants and spiders from above, but I don't enjoy her that much in actual combat. Keep in mind, I haven't played co-op yet. Maybe her role is more appropriate there. The polar opposite of the wing diver is without question the fencer. You might as well call this guy the Hulk Buster, because that's what he's here to do. Equipped with dual weapon sets of your choosing, the fencer not only carries more deadly weapons than the other classes, he gets to bring 4 instead of 2. These weapons are all devastating in their own right, from a Gatling gun to a harpoon launcher to a hand cannon. And I do mean cannon, a trusty shield for deflecting damage, and my personal favorite, the hammer. The hammer just can't be beat, because it truly represents the essence of killing bugs. Tell me now, when you kill a bug in real life, how do you do it? I doubt you shoot it. Most people aren't gonna whip out their gun to kill a spider. No, you don't shoot it, you crush it! That's exactly what the hammer is for. Crushing the insect menace. It's even better when you chant EDF the whole time. The fencer has limited movement options, relying on different types of dashes available to him, which are determined by his currently equipped weapons. Escaping the enemy can be frustrating under these circumstances. Thankfully, the fencer has the firepower to simply stand his ground against the approaching horde.
Deploy a Negling self-propelled rocket launcher.
Out of all these classes, however, my undeniable favorite has to be the Air Raider. The Air Raider is just built for fun. Everything this class does is just fun. The Air Raider is nothing special in direct combat, usually only equipped with a sticky bomb launcher, which itself is fun to use, but not equipped to mow down the hordes you will face. No, to get the job done as an Air Raider, one must call upon higher powers. Think of the Air Raider as a summoner. He can summon tanks and AMVs and play the game as if he hit your class. Or he can summon his ultimate technique. This ultimate technique, the howitzer airstrike, can only be used once in a blue moon, akin to Yusuke Urameshi.
It's far more powerful than a normal punch, but until you increase your spirit muscle, so to speak, you can only use it once a day.
But, like Yusuke Urameshi, and like the spirit gun he's equipped with, the Air Raider can turn tides of entire battles with this single airstrike, destroying everything in front of him, razing it to the ground, bathing his enemies in the flames. The nature of this attack makes the Air Raider such a satisfying class to play. I know he can also help allies target missiles or something, but I haven't played co-op, so I don't know. EDF is a verifiable melting pot of unique playstyles, creative enemy design, and contagious patriotics. No attempts at a half-assed story, no airs of pretension, no heavy-handed soapboxing about the horrors of war. Nope, it's just gameplay. Sweet, simple gameplay. There's a surprising amount of depth behind each playable class and a great deal of respect for fun above all else. Is the game repetitive? Of course it is. It's a game about mowing down hordes of insects within the confines of 10-minute missions. To make a comparison, it's not unlike Dynasty Warriors, except replace the Romance of the Three Kingdoms with Starship Troopers. You can probably tell, just by looking, whether or not you'll enjoy this one. However, if you are somehow still on the fence at this point, all I can say is do it for your country. No, do it for your planet.